Welcome to Steal This Game. This is a series where I pitch a game design that I expect to never have the resources to make. By creating this video, I'm declaring that I expect no credit nor compensation for this idea. Today's episode is the MMOTCG. Let's start with a story. I was at my library's weekly after-school card game meetup. I sat down to play Magic the Gathering against my buddy Lucy. She only had mono-green elves, which my first deck, white-blue control, had struggled against. I play a plains, she plays a forest into Llanowar elves. I drop a mountain and play Wodric halberdiers. Uh-oh, that's not white-blue control. After the game, Lucy asks me about my new red-white aggro deck. We chat about my decision to dismantle Azorius control because it kept losing. Now imagine this happened on a digital client. Statistically, it has. Lucy and I are in separate buildings. We might not even know each other in this alternate universe. We each queue up and get randomly paired. It's not a guarantee that she pays attention to the username. She may not remember that it's the same one as the Azorius control deck she beat last week. If she does recognize my name, she likely assumes I just have two decks and doesn't think to ask. And if she does think that, we'll probably just queue up for another game anyways, rather than messaging each other. Every digital card game I've played has been structured the same way. It just funnels you to the next game with anyone in the world. But with this, we lose out on the human connection that makes multiplayer games so special. It's why I eventually bounce off every digital TCG I play. It's why the only MMO I played for more than a month is the one where my wife and I made a rich lore with our original characters. I don't remember any of the epic matches I played in Overwatch. But I still remember the guy who added me as a friend because he kept getting super mad that I'd steal play of the game from him. For decades now, Richard Bartle's taxonomy of players has helped guide designers to cater games to wider swaths of players. Even in the realm of card games, Magic's own head designer, Mark Rosewater, invented the game's psychographic profiles. Yet by both of these metrics, the standard digital card game format only caters to one type of player, being killers or spikes. Who are we leaving behind by doing this? Who can keep a game's ecosystem flourishing and its economy thriving by keeping more types of players happy? This is where we move into the actual design proposal, the MMOTCG. It's a digital card game client where your avatar exists in a persistent world and can interact with other players. Most digital TCGs only give you an in-lore character as a profile picture with which to express yourself. This game could give you a fully animated character that you can change the outfit and hairstyle of. You can hang out in player hubs and use emotes while you chat privately or shout in zone chat. There could be guilds where you can set up event schedules and decorate instanced housing. Maybe there would be a symbol over the heads of players you matched against recently. This would encourage you to chat with them and start recognizing regular opponents. If you set yourself to looking for certain cards, another symbol will indicate who's selling copies. Going by Bartle's taxonomy, most of what I said above caters to socializers. The normal structure of digital TCGs already attracts killers. However, clothing items for your avatar could be used both in the cash shop and as incentives for achievers. Maybe certain clothing items can only be acquired by completing ridiculous challenges. As new sets release, new cards can create new opportunities for more achievements. Clothing items tied to card-specific achievements will incentivize newer players to buy older cards. This will direct them to the in-game marketplace and towards player interactions. Hopefully the increase in other player types will naturally draw in their explorer friends, who will discover new silly combos for the achievers and meta decks for the killers. That's the main pitch for today, but it's ultimately just a structure to apply over top an existing card game. I do have an idea for an actual game as well that I'll also include in this video. For this, we'll actually be looking back at my favorite failed TCG, as well as why it failed. I played card games back in the early 2010s, before Hearthstone kickstarted the digital TCG boom. One of them that intrigued me was a game called Redikai. It used clear plastic cards that you played on top of each other. You would upgrade your heroes to replace their abilities, and use attacks to cover the damage slots on your opponent's heroes. Every Redikai card was also lenticular, bringing animation to physical cards. The reason Redikai failed is because all of this ballooned the physical production cost of the game. The entire genre of TCGs was invented in order to keep production costs low. Redikai did everything it could to increase those costs. Thick plastic cards are heavier to ship, larger to cram into booster pack wrapping, and are more specialized to print than paper cards. The lenticular art also meant that every card effectively had triple the art cost. Redikai would need to be astronomically more expensive to the consumer to profit as much as the already established giants of its time. But for a digital card game, these production concerns are gone, and making all the cards animated can be done with simple puppet animation. Therefore, my proposal for a digital TCG is a spiritual successor to Redikai, the game that didn't realize it could only be digital. The structure of Redikai also sets this game apart from every Magic the Gathering clone that floods the market. Instead of using creatures to attack an opponent's life total, you must hit all 3 damage slots on each of their 3 heroes. The faction system could also be taken from Hearthstone's Death Knight runes. There could be 5 colors of mana, and each hero gives a pip in one color. If you run multiple heroes of the same color, you sacrifice the flexibility of more color pie access for more powerful multi-pip cards in your main color. Maybe later expansions could introduce 2-color heroes who have drawback effects in exchange for greater color pie access. And that's it for my pitch! An MMO-inspired TCG client that caters to a diverse array of player types. One that uses player avatars, hub towns, guilds, and player housing to draw in socializers. A structure that incentivizes self-expression in a genre defined by customizable decks. And to top it off, a spiritual successor to a game that died because it was too ahead of its time. I'm putting this pitch out into the world because I'd rather have it made by someone else than not made at all. I expect I'll never get the chance to produce it myself. I'm not a temporarily embarrassed AAA studio owner, I'm just poor. But if any studio that uses this idea wants to hire me, I am available! And for other designers out there, if you don't think you'll ever have the resources to make all the games you design, I encourage you to steal the concept of Steal This Game. You don't have to already have an established YouTube channel to start making videos. To the rest of you, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time!